Okay, so I think that we are ready to start. We wait 2 minutes and most of you are already here. So my name is Carmen Mateos. I'm part of the Create Apps Championship team
Carmen
and
Martinez.
cannot
It's a good to
start,
see you. You're lucky.
we cannot start this session without telling to all of you.
You're on mute.
You're muted, Carmen.
You're
Okay,
mute.
very good, because I was so excited. So maybe you only see my excitement on my face. So I will start all over again. So my name is Carmen Mateos. I'm part of the Create Apps Championship team. So what I was saying, on behalf of the full team, we cannot start this session without telling you big congratulations to all of you. You have to be super happy and super proud of yourself to reach to this point of the competition, because being a semifinalist is just a great achievement. Is really something to celebrate, because we received so many applications, so many wonderful submissions. So it was really hard for the judges to finally decide in the 2014. So if you are here, definitely because your app ideas stand out. So big congratulations to all of you, and on behalf of the Create Apps Championship team. So today we have with us Hesa Luta from the Dubai Chamber of Digital Economy. So Hesa, I will leave the floor to you to welcome the semifinalists.
Perfect. Thank you, Carmen. Good afternoon from Dubai. It's a real pleasure to be, first of all, with all of you here. And it's a very special moment in the Create Apps Championship. But first, I'd like to start with a huge congratulations, like Carmen said, to our semi-finalist teams. You've made it this far because of your creativity as well as your hard work and determination. But now you're entering a very new but also exciting phase, which is the accelerator program. You'll work 45 days to turn your ideas into real working MVPs. As you already may know, that the semi-finalists now they will have the chance to showcase their apps in the end and pitch for funding and the grant as well for app development. And the other teams, which are high potential teams, we've chosen you guys because you still have that potential, even though you did not make it to the semifinalists. So we're giving you this opportunity, which is the accelerator, to bring your ideas to life, and also will give you the chance to showcase them in the final ceremony. This will give you some exposure and the marketing and promotion that you all deserve. I just wanted to give you an overview of the process now, and just remember that this is a huge opportunity. You'll have access to mentorship as well as guidance and support sessions. A dedicated team will help you throughout. So my advice is to make the most out of this experience. And once again, congratulations to everyone. And if you need anything, the team are here and I am here. We're here to support you to succeed. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, Lisa. Thank you very much for joining us today, and welcome the semifinalists. That I hope that they are as excited as all of us we are, because as you said, today is a new journey for all of them. It will be a hard work, but I'm sure that it will be also very rewarding. So without any further delay, I would love to introduce you now to the Tech Accelerator team. So they will be the team who will holding your hand and will support you and will guide you in this journey, beside us that we will be here always, but in this new stage of the competition, where, as Hesa said, you will work on your MVP and be live in 45 days. They will be the experts who will be advising you and guiding you. So Fawaz, it's your turn. I will leave you now to kick off with the Tech Accelerator. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much with the great energy of Carmen and Hessa, who has given this opening. And first of all, congratulations to all of you. Immaterial of the rest of the 45 days, you are already a recognized winner, and that's why this call is happening, and we are all meeting together. With that great energy, let's go ahead and we as a team, as a Create Apps Accelerator team with Carmen, Hessa, the few faces you see here, namely Rima, Suresh, Tikam, Tuan, Minat, Tufail, Taruka, Imza, and more people who will come and support you when you really need on different verticals of support. And with that, let's get it going. Just a 1 hour. Let's have a brilliant kickoff to start with. The overview is very straightforward and simple. I wanted to make sure what do you expect in this particular accelerator and how are we going to do this, right? And what are the structural approach we will take on this? That's going to be the overview. And there is a system. We want to onboard you and interact so that we are not diverted. We have a weekly, daily milestones to achieve. Yes, let's go. Now, what do you actually will gain from this accelerator is, as Carmen has just made the basics, it's the mentorship and hands-on technical training and access to on-demand coaching and resources. But all of this gonna be structured and personalized, right? And we will see how this is gonna be personalized in terms of mentorship and all of it. Yes, let's go. Now, a few housekeeping rules, not only for this, for the upcoming sessions as well. I'm going to keep repeating. Keep your mic muted, but you always have raise hand, interact. You can bring, you are one of those entrepreneurs who has made it to semi-finalist. And you know how I envision one of you is going to be on the stage anyway, right? So we'd love to see that particular energy. Chat is open, interact, Q&A, and let's respect the mutual ideas of each and everyone. So we go for a greater goal. Right. Now, team, turn on your video. You are a winner. You are shortlisted to be a semi-finalist. So we would love to see yourself. And the quick icebreaker is we don't have much time to reintroduce yourself and have an interaction. So let's do a virtual gig. Turn on your video and rename yourself with your name and the app idea. So in one screen, I want to see all faces behind the idea, your name, and the app idea, right? Just going to give a quick few minutes on that. And on the chat, I want you to drop where are you from, right? So let's get it started. Let's show your commitment from the first step. I'm on the presentation mode. Let me know. Yes, thank you, Carmen. So rename your app name and app idea. I can already see some of you. Oh, beautiful faces. Thank you very much, everyone. Right? Thank you. Amazing. Right? What a brilliant place to be. Right. Great. So I can see UAE, Shia, and Fatima. Okay, some of you are putting your names on the chat. Great. And I would love you to be renamed. Okay, Sumi, thank you. Levi, if you can also rename. Okay. Thank you. But what a diversity and an inclusion and a great ideas together in a single screen, right? It's really overwhelming. Thank you very much. Let's move with that concept. Thank you, Mariam from Unimentor, UAE. And I'm just reading whatever I see on the chat to make sure that all your inputs are well recognized. Moldova, right? And I see India, New Delhi, Sudan, Iraq, USA. Amazing. A diversity at one place of a Zoom call. Thank you. France and Sweden, Ehsan, thank you. Thank you, Ehsan. Okay, let's move. Let's get into the main point of why we are here for. Right. With that, I want you to take your phones, scan this QR code so that we all get into a quick activity to understand where we are right now with your app. Let's go ahead. Guys, smile. Semi-finalist, smile. I would like to see more energy. Okay, thank you, Light. Thank you, Levi. Beautiful. Dafer. Hassan, I'm going to start pronouncing your names. You know why? I need to remember this for the next 2 months. Right, okay.
What's the correct answer here? Are we supposed to be at wireframe stage or MVP progress?
No, there's no correct answer. Just point your point. Let's move next. You are no more being evaluated. You are just being the reality now. It's all on the reality check, so don't worry. Okay, so here, where is your app right now? Most of you MVP is in progress. And three of you at least three of you are on wireframes and design. So which means it's, as you know, not all of us are equal, but the idea behind is we are on the same race. All the app is gonna be live in the next 45 days, right? So that immaterial of where you are, our end goal remains the same, and that's a process we're gonna take you through. And lovely, we have an MVP built, but let's make sure that's publishable. Brilliant. Let's move. Okay. Now, the few information we're going to say can be a little more overwhelming, too much to fathom, but don't worry, you're going to be guided by system and by step by step. We are right now at week 0. This is your net zero, week 0. Fathom it, understand it. Like, let's come in terms with how we're going to do. So today we will be unlocking. So basically onboarding you as a kickoff, and you will have a system. And then there will be a milestone unlocked today, which means there is a submission that you need to do for 6th of February, and which I'll show you what are those. And then your week 1 starts from the coming Monday, which is 9th of February, with the first workshop. And after the workshop, you will have another milestone unlocked and some mentoring session. Don't worry, I'm going to show you how it's going to work. And then you will have another workshop, unlock a submission, workshop 3, and unlock a submission. And what you see in the red colors are the one you need to have mandatory calls, but I'm going to make it very clear for you. Let's move next to the next set of weeks. And likewise, we're going to flow the same approach for the 5th week. Again, week 3, we will have certain milestone, but remember this date of 27th February. We need to make sure your apps from the production is moved to the testing environment if you are on the Android. But do not worry, we are going to have a one-to-one personal journey mapping with you, which is going to happen on your next week mandatory calls. And then week 4, we're going to see the rejection handling iOS app. So you have a little bit of a time to go for the final submission of the production. But by 20th of March, we want to have your app ready, right? So by the 20th of March, for your app to be published and ready, we're going to personalize this flow. Although this flow is the same for everyone, you can always get ahead of the curve, right? That's the idea. Let's move. So with this understanding, what do you really want to gain out of this accelerator? You are a semi-finalist, you have a goal to achieve down the line, and you are on an accelerator program. What does it mean to you in a word or in 25 characters? What do you want to gain from this accelerator? I'm just going to give a minute of time. Amazing. Let's move. Let's see what the results are. Wow. Production app readiness, experience in the field, connection and insight, exposure, push to do, accelerate, prototype, access to stakeholders, experience and exposure, win, mentorship and guidance, amazing. And I think we will cut across almost everything from accelerate to prototype to win. Not only the funding, the whole journey of the knowledge and building to make a startup project. Yes, Fatima, we will definitely see how much we can embrace on it and enlighten on it. Right, let's move. Right, so a summary of your 5 weeks. Every week, except for week 0, your week 1 to week 5 will almost have the similar structure. Monday is where your learning and a milestone happens, unlock happens, and your clearly weekly goals happens on a Monday. And Tuesdays and Wednesday, it's a mandatory coaching, which means you at least need to have a 1 call with your immediate tech team. That's some of the phases you showed right now, or witnessed right now, right? And most of them are on the video call here. You can say hi, and we will have a different dedicated mentor for you with one of those team members. This is the first one is going to happen on the upcoming 10th and 11th. So 9th is going to be your February 9th is going to be your first workshop, and 10th and 11th You onboard to your system, you need to book your mandatory one-to-one call. There, we will try to personalize a lot more approach about what would be your weekly time that you would like to have the call, what is the situation, where exactly, what is the journey map looking like, and that will happen every week. You have two options, either to choose on Tuesday or Wednesday, and also if you want to choose on both days, we'll still be open. And on Thursdays, you have on-demand coaching because you have a milestone you are working on. If you need any further supports, all what needs to be done and all of it. Your Friday is a weekly submission deadline, but remember, we are very empathetical. This can be on different time zones, but however, make use of your on-demand coaching on Thursday to achieve this timeline. And if you are up to your weekends to be there, and some of you might be working on the AI feature, if you want those weekends to be incorporated, we'll personalize. But there is no way you are going to the next week without having this milestone submitted. That's going to be your weekly structure. Let's move. With that, now you're going to be onboarded to a system, right? And after this call, you will get an email from the Create Apps team about your login credential, username, and your temporary password, right? So wait for your team name to be invited on the system soon after this call. Right. Let me show you how the system and the onboarding looks like. Yes, send request. I'm gonna share the screen. Yes, thank you. Here we go. Hope you all can see my screen. Everyone? Yes, thumbs up. Perfect. Right, perfect. Please do let me know if you don't. So here, once you get your username and password onto your email, please use that and log in. I'm just going to use a sample. Once you're logged in, you will definitely get a prompt to change your password because we would like it to be personalized to that to you. Go to the settings here as a first thing. Make sure your display name is right and your current password, new password, and make sure you are on the new password. Then let's start with your journey map. See here, you are part of a semi-finalist cohort. Your start date is February 1st and your end date is March 20th. And in total, you have 42 activities, and this can go up and down depending on your personal journey. And this, what you will see immediately onboarded is your generic approach. Until your one-to-one call, this will be personalized. See, you are right now here. You are at kickoff right now, right, on February 3rd. And you have a February 6th, you have 4 milestones to submit. Now, for example, MVP feature list, which I'll talk about, right? So you can see the minimum set of features required to deliver the core value to the user in the first release. We want you to think about your MVP feature list and submit it here. And you can just go here, current build status again, right? You can view the submission. On here, you can go submit the response. See here, you have no build, prototype, or functional. And optionally, we would like you to put a screenshot if you do have one, but then you can go ahead and submit the response. See, it is submission successful. Then you go back to your journey map, you will see that you have submitted this. The current build is submitted. And then you come for platform declaration. This is basically saying where the product will run. Are you focusing on Android, iOS, or both? We wanted to make sure you select this before your next workshop. And the build approach, whether are you going to do, again, we'll go to that. You will see your submission is under review, and I have selected as code because you have already submitted it for the test purpose. Now, likewise, you have the journey map, which will guide you each and every step. And when we have one-to-one coaching call, we will add few personalized goals and milestones for you, which is only reflected for you, which is not for others, to making sure if we identify different feature, different approach. And then you will see your workshop here, February 9th, you have your turning your app idea into realistic MVP. Here we go. You see February 10th, you need to have a mandatory session. And right now the mandatory session shows here it's booked. So if once you book it, you can see the time. But also if you go here on the optional session here, it will be loading something like this. Every mentoring session, you will have two options. One is mandatory and optional support, but you will see a small difference in it. Mandatory sessions, you see, as it's only available for 2 times. And you will see your assigned mentor. So it's the assigned mentor's time slot shows here. And don't worry, throughout, you will have one mentor to guide you through the journey, where that mentor will bring you other experts when and when required. I will come for a 1 week's call, and there'll be another person coming for another week's call. But you will have one person throughout your journey who is taking the journey with you, and you will see who is that. So this is 2 days, as I told you, and then go to optional support, you'll see a small difference. When you want to do the mandatory session booking, all what you need is to choose a time slot. If you have a comment or a purpose, just put it, but it's mandatory anyway. But when you are supporting for optional support, it will see only on Thursdays. So when you click on Thursday, you need to choose the time slot, and all the time slot you see is on the UTC4 based on the timelines. You'll see the time zone here on the top to make sure that you are in well sync. But when you do on-demand optional support, you need to have a purpose which is clarified. You can't have just because you want to have an on-demand support. We really want you to know why you want this. Is it a technological thing, or is it a back-end problem? Is it an infrastructure problem, or is it a difficulty to achieve the milestone? Whatever, you need to make sure whenever you book an optional support, you need to have a purpose clarified, and it will be automatically there. And likewise, all the submissions. Now you see MVP feature list, you will see it is rejected. For example, I've just rejected it for the purpose of showing you. When you submit that, it automatically goes under the review. Right? When you submit, you are submitted on February 3rd, but it's under review with your mentor. And pending is all of this, you need to complete it, and you will see a deadline associated with all of those. And approved, yeah, you will see it is approved and all good. And when you are rejecting, you will see, click here to submit it again. You can submit it again. You can go for a resubmit, and you put the details and you will submit it there. It's all on the same place. And this is how most of it's gonna look like. And you have a dashboard, a very personal dashboard to see who is that week's mentor, and also what are the team milestones you are right now. Are you MVP feature list, and all of these milestones you can see on a glance, and also the progress. How much is progress? What is the total milestone? How much is approved, submitted, and pending? You're going to have all of this in the one place. So this is mostly about how your system journey is going to look like. And as I said, please make sure you follow your journey map. No, Abdul. No, Abdul, do not worry. Please block these times on your agendas. Yes, okay. Abdul, we are not, others can't see your submission. Your submission is only for you, and you can't see other people's submission either, right? Completely NDA, which Carmen also would have ensured you with NDAs to make sure this is only to support your vision to come to reality. See, sometimes you will see a milestone which is only for you as well, where based on the one-to-one calling, your mentors and you will be assigned. So likewise, on your journey map, you can commit all your actions, which is personalized. It is one account, but no, you will have different account for different team members if you have more team members in your team, right? So we will be clustering you as a team, and any team member can commit actions on behalf of your team, but the milestones will be team specific. If we assign this to yes, each team login will be there. Absolutely, Khadija, thank you. If my submission is rejected, will the reason for the rejection will be written? Yes, Meera. We will make sure that you have a comment and on the rejection so that what you need to resubmit. But however, you're going to be directly in touch with your mentor to make sure why is it rejected, and we will come with the best practices, how we work on the best of all of those approaches. So again, all of this is more than of the regulations, rules, and your mandatory submissions. Beyond all of this, this is to make sure you achieve your goal of 45 days becoming live. If you see your journey, I'm also taking, will be able to. Amar, right now, no, because you are not submitting any APK or code or anything. It's just the evidence of work you submit. But if you need any cross-reference feedback, we will download it and give it to you. Do not worry about it. As I said, so you will see here and multiple tester confirmation here you see, play console access. So these are important milestones you need to look at. When you have access, don't just look at what is only ahead of you. Look at the whole thing and try to manage your calendar accordingly. You have your own plan. And we want to make sure when your one-to-one call next week happens, if you have any concerns in the challenge, and if you can beat this timeline, I would love it, right? If you can be ahead of the curve, trust me, you're going to have a 1 star from me personally, right? Which doesn't do anything on your being shortlisted to finalist or not. It doesn't do any impact, but you're going to win us in terms of heading the curve of milestones, right? If you can ahead in advancement. So make sure you understand all of this and beat the timeline to be at the best approach. So in general, this is how the system will be, and you will be onboarded, and feel free to explore at your best of the interests to make sure that you will have a complete vision towards your 45 days. And again, although you are on a personal journey on a generic template, right? You have a 45 template, every week structure. We are going to personalize it with your own commitment of the technological team, availability, all of it. Please make sure you go through all of it and come for your first one-to-one coaching. Right. What is after today then? We did. You got an invitation. What do you do until the next Monday? Here it's what goes. So you have a submission to do by 6th of February, that is this Friday, 3 days from now. Very simple. Task 1 is decide on your MVP feature list. We want to have that information before your one-to-one call, right? And this can be as visionary as you are or as practical as you are. Anyway, we're going to reiterate this with you. Until then, you will see under review. This is not going to be approved until we meet you one-to-one. And then your current build status, right? Is it a no build, prototype, functional, or if you have any notes on the system, you can do this. And platform declaration, Android, iOS, or both, and the build approach. This is mandatory, right? You will have to definitely do this to make sure that you are conducting this. Let's move. Okay, now. Hassan, no. If you ask me personally, unless you have a dedicated team that you can do this in the both the platforms, you have infrastructure and technology to do so, please go ahead. But if not, choose one platform and let's work towards one platform to be minimum eligibility. Right. Let's take more questions before we go into the MVP scanning, if so. I'm going to take some of the questions. Carmen, is that fine? Yeah, I'm going to take some of the questions and address.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Okay. And we have to build on both platforms. No, as I said, please try, let's be on one platform. But again, if you really want us to support you on both platform and you have time and capability and technology, we are ready to support. There's nothing going back. Where do we submit the deadline for Friday? You will be invited on the system soon after this call. You will get an invitation to your email like I showed you, where you log into your system and you will see, and I'll show it again for you before I end this call. For the build approach, is it just specify the approach only? Yes, Adam. At this point, build the build approach and specify it as much as you can, and we'll discuss on your one-to-one call how exactly you are planning to do, what is your detailed version of the approach. We will personalize it for you. Excellent. And this is acceptable for the final submission. Hassan, these submissions are your milestone submissions, right? And this is to make sure to do so these are nothing about final or going, we might revisit some of the milestone based on the problem you will have down the line, because it's a very geeky world now, right? We're going to see systems dropping down, system failing, some features might work, might not work. So we're going to keep add and reiterate milestones with you and with your comfort. Okay. Our team members are working full time, so it is bit challenging for them to commit to all the workshop and session. But as to the terms and condition, if not committed to all the session, it will be lead to disqualification of the team. If not, what can we do in this situation? I redirect it to Carmen.
Yes, so indeed it's mandatory because of the importance of the session and to keep all of you on track that you attend to all the sessions. So all the sessions means that from workshops of the accelerator to the pitch trainings that we will have after the accelerator to prepare all of you to shine on the stage on the day of the semifinal. So for that, if you see on the terms and conditions, there is also like a excusal letter. So if you want, we are more than happy to provide those excusal letters from the Dubai Chamber of Digital Economy, saying that you have been qualified as a semifinals. So if they can, if you can skip for certain hours your daily job or your commitment, if that will help, we will be more than happy to provide. Hope that is clarified.
And if Zubaidullah, if you have any further challenges, please always write to Create Apps team, and they're gonna be at the best. Go on.
Yes, also to know that on these sessions, no, it's not necessary that the full team join, at least one team member, so that you can maybe divide or split the time. But yes, at least one should be there.
Yeah. And on the first one-to-one coaching call, please try to bring your entire team so we can deliver and dedicate your roles, who is playing what role. So that will be most valuable. And I see Abdul Rashid, more features in the app, a few highly valuable feature. Okay, this is a question that between technological feasibility and your availability, right? One, how much features we can go on in 45 days. And based on how much of technological time that you can invest and put, we can always co-agree on the first call. So please make sure you think about your timelines and your commitments and come with your MVP feature list. So this, the first task is MVP feature list. What do you think as your minimum feature list? And always you can have different releases. After you complete your first cycle and you see your app on the Apple Store, iOS, always you can do better and bigger releases, right? It's your idea is going to always grow bigger from MVP, never going small. Okay, Shahani Gupta. It's been said that accounts will be different, but if I submit on my portal, will it be shared? The submission also show on my team's account? Absolutely. It's a team submission. So it's the one of the team members can submit. So you will reflect it is submitted, rejected, or whatever that information is according to the team, and you will see them. I believe each team can have one editor access only, other teammates get read only, but it's from them. Okay. Adam, if you want, so we can do that. I mean, if you have an external parties helping you as a team member, if you feel like only one team member who needs to edit and submit, I always say that team member to be on the system. But you have individual login to one team, and it will be a shared space of the team. Yes, so Khadija, thank you very much. Right. And is there a prototype we had to submit with the pitch deck is considered as an MVP? Okay, let's get to that very straightforward, Mira. Right now, there is nothing that you are being evaluated. These submissions are not for the purpose of something that you're going to check or cross-verify. Right now, everything is about technologically building your app to be published. So these prototypes, we are not expecting you to give us a validation or anything. You're just going to develop it. So here, pitch deck, business validation, your business model is not our primary focus. Our focus is you have an idea, you have a feature, you have an MVP, we're going to get it built and published. But yes, maybe on feature discussions and certain component, we will definitely share some of our thoughts if it's relevant to see or debate about features and the business model on it. But you don't have a pitch deck coming into play in this process. unless you will have a semi-finalist to a finalist submission. This accelerator is not for that. And Carmen, if you could clarify, they're not going to be a pitch deck submission across to this, right?
Sorry, no. There is
Correct,
no
exactly.
uh,
So there's no.
stage.
Okay, I have from Mariam. I just want to say this.
Just to clarify, we will be working with your pitch deck later stage. The deck that you present on the semifinals, you will be working on a pitch training with a different team. This is the tech team to get up and running your MVP live on the store. Once that we finish with the accelerator, we will be working on the pitch deck and the slides that will be shown on the semifinals day. If that clarifies the difference.
Yeah. And so Mariam, thank you very much for the comment. Amazing. And we come to Taha. Is there any mentoring at the beginning regarding the features to include in the MVP in a business or tech point of view? Absolutely, yes, Taha. Once you submit your feature list as a submission, your first one-to-one call, we're going to be there. And this is not a workshop-driven model. It's a coaching and personalized-driven model. So we're going to make sure you have, okay, thank you, Sarah. You have a person as a dedicated mentor to go through this journey with you, who understand and who is one of the major focus is getting you applied together. I will leave Mohammed's question to you, Carmen. What comes after the semifinals?
Yeah, indeed, I was replying. The finals. So the 2014 will move. All of you will be on the semifinals. You will pitch on the stage. And from there, we'll select, the jury will select who will be the finalists that will move into the final. That is the next step, the finals. Definitely.
Absolutely. Looking forward to make sure you have a firing up on to fight on the semifinals. Right. And Ehsan, what comes after? Okay, that is answered. Can you please tell us more about the mentor skill and its business coaching or more tech? Corina, it's going to be mostly focused on tech engineering, just to be very specific and focused. The mentor skills, all of us is going to sit down with you more towards your technological stack, how to get this particular app developed and published, what is the approach you take and all of it. To make sure. But yes, qualitatively, we can give you some constructive feedbacks on your business level of it. But this accelerator is not focused on that. This accelerator is, as the name stands for it, Create Apps Tech Accelerator, to make sure that you end up publishing your technological app to one of those platforms. And how many teams will be selected? 12 teams. Would we get support on distribution as well? Hussein, as a commitment of this accelerator, your ability to get yourself published, right? When you say publish, it has a 12 tester requirement and few other requirement for you to be published. So once you are published, you are open to get the publicity and visibility. And with your semi-final stage performance and being shortlisted, finalist, you are naturally going to have that perk of a lot of other people knowing. And this tech accelerator is going to be enabled that other people can interact with you. So it's a combination of both. But as the first thing is, before people discover you, we will make you discoverable, right? So you are discoverable when other people want to discover you. Yes. Yes, Sumi, you have any questions? We'll take the Q&As as it is before we go to the...
Yeah, my question is about the mentors. So is it something that you get assigned just based off of compatibility, or is it something that we can choose or we can talk to a few, and what is the process there?
The best way to understand this, Sumi, you will have a dedicated mentor throughout this journey. And when you have this mentorship call, imagine you have a feature which requires an ML, machine learning engineer, to look at the data structure, right? If your mentor doesn't have the expert, the mentor will bring another expert to the immediate call, so that the particular coordinating mentor always have that idea what is your journey about, so that you need not to reiterate it again and again. We work on the dedicated milestone to make sure we achieve the mobile app. As I said, this progress is about getting your app published in 45 days. So it's going to be a focused work, and your mentorship requirement is aligned to that. And we are not really going to support an explorative method. Now, for example, there is a new feature coming out. How do we explore that versus your milestones for the mobile app development? So it's always going to be focused to that. Do I answer it, Simi?
Yeah. Thanks.
Thank you. And Mariam,
if you
comment.
allow me, I wanted to take advantage also to clarify on the kind of mentorship. There is like two different type of mentorship. One is the mandatory sessions that Fawaz just talk about it. That is to help you with the tech side. We, on the competition, we are still having through the house space, the Create Apps Championship platform, we have the mentor circle. I don't know if most of you are familiar with or not, you didn't have the chance, but we have in the Create App Championship platform a page that is called Mentor Circle. This is completely voluntary. Our mentors who are there willing to support you. So the way that works is voluntary. You don't have to if you don't want, but we have industry experts, we have winners from previous year competitions. So you can use them to gather insights, to seek feedback. When you are for your deck, whatever they are, is another kind of support that you can go. And I highly recommend it to take advantage, because you will see that you will find expert in finance, expert on marketing, go to market. So maybe not for the tech accelerator right now, but still you have to continue developing your business model. So I think that is highly recommended, and you can filter them based on their expertise. We have a business mentor, technical mentors, ambassador. So I invite you all to have a look. This mentor circle will be open from next week. So we have around more than 50 mentors. So, and only the semifinalists will have access now to the mentor. So take your time and think who will be the right person to connect, and you can choose different mentors as you wish based on their availability, and book a session of this.
Thank you, Carmen. So just again, simplifying that, go to your Mentor Circle platform if you want to explore business side and a few other things, but your mandatory and on-demand support on this EdTech Accelerator is all technical, right? Just get to the technical aspect which you need to achieve it. And okay, Ibrahim, good question. We use Flutter Flow for both iOS and Android. Should we select both or just one to be safe with the milestone? If I were you, I would choose one, because sometimes both of the platform takes a different ambience, and especially with the privacy policies and data structures, lately we've seen, depending on your industry of the app, which will again personalize it for you, we have come across a lot of rejections. Specifically, certain categories of apps get rejected in Apple Store much faster than the Android Store, Play Store, and something works better for the Apple Store, which doesn't work for Play Store. So always better to choose towards one, so you can firefight, unless you have a dedicated team or you have a little bit of an expanded technological expertise and the time. We can always stop. As I said, nothing stops you working on two, but I would say one step at a time. Thank you. And is there any financial support for the platforms and subscription? Absolutely not, Mehdi. We will technically mentor you. For example, we will sit with you and fix some coding issues that you have or anything, but you're going to own your development environment, any Azure, any subscription, infrastructure, any third-party APIs, OpenAI or AI credits or Gemini credits, Google Cloud credits, Flutterflow subscriptions, or any other external subscription you will have to use to achieve your technical goal has to be borne by you as part of the commitment. There is no financial incentives that will be given. But as a technological support team, we will do one thing to see if there is any subscription models that do we really need to go to subscribe and pay for it, or is there a free alternatives? We will explore that with you as one of those models. But definitely, whatever the commitment, you need to take it up the commitment, which would require your technological commitment. If I submit the future milestone earlier ahead of schedule, will they be reviewed immediately and remain under the no. Will remain or remain under review? Absolutely not, Ibrahim. The more we support you to get ahead of the curve, you submit. For example, if you can submit the 2 weeks milestones now, we will work on your third week milestone on the second week. We want you to get on the race ahead, and we personalize this for you. So don't worry that you need not to stick to the structure of the program. As far as you achieving the milestones in advance is never a problem. So this milestone structure is a minimum thing. So if you delay beyond this point, there is always, you are going to be at risk of having a minimum time required for you to publish the application. So if you're getting the ahead of time, you get more time to fight on more features. I would always say, all of you, let's get ahead of the curve. Do we need to find a paying customer by 20th for the product? Absolutely not. Right? This is not part of the commitment that you need people to interact on your app or a customer or a go-to market is not part of this. Your 20th of March, you should be able to get your app publicly downloadable. Download matrix, how many people will download is going to happen with your semifinals blast and the finals competition. So don't worry about it. But it's not part of the commitment. Don't worry. But you can get your friends to test it out and give you some real-time feedback. That's a different story, but not part of the commitment.
Question.
Great. Yes, sir.
Sorry, last question. For the UI UX testing, sometimes with accelerators, they provide like a platform that is already available. And it's of course better to have as many people tested as possible. So is there any kind of support with that, or do we just use something paid from, what we're doing already?
Sumi, absolutely, you have access to the testers, which is a mandatory requirement from Android. Right, so Android needs 14 days, 12 developer testers for you to go live. That mandatory requirement is done for you. But if you need UI UX expert opinion, validations about whether this is the right approach, more than of a minimum requirement, can this be better? A UI expert validation of the market conditioning, we will guide you through some tools, but we are not going to give those validation or mentorship because it's going to be more technical. But there is a minimum technological testing requirement by Android Studio, which we will provide that. Do not worry about it. But you need to get ahead of the time for it. By 27th February, your production has to be at least test friendly. And we will talk about in the personal journey to make sure that you are aligned. Is there a list of semifinals somewhere available? I leave it to Carmen.
No, right now, no. Today is the kickoff, so the official announcement of the semifinalists has not been published yet. But with today QR, we have a very good idea of who are and where are you.
So you already see on this call who else is going to be with you with faces and all of it done. Right, team, let's go quickly scan to see how your next week looks like. And I wanted to cover a few more things. Let's get your scan. All right, so if you go, you just quick MVP readiness check. I have defined my MVP. I understand the slow requirement. I have basics. So if you can put your checklist, would love to see how much of checklist you can do in this. And don't worry, you are not being evaluated from this point. So just be very transparent. It will only help us to help you. Let's move next. Let's look at what the results looks like. Absolutely. Okay, I have 23 of you says I have defined my MVP clearly, and 21 of you has the basic UI UX clarity. I know my publishing platform, brilliant. I understand the store requirement. So these are the things we're going to work from the day one to make sure that we don't fight into the final moment. So based on these submissions and the feature list, we will give you some guides how to take this forward to make sure. Is there a mentor session before deciding the platform using a code or no code? Taha, the reason we have given you these milestones before the mentoring session is it will be discussed in your first one-to-one coaching. But we would like you to decide so that you have decided something. We can see if we need to debate around it or if you have any challenges. Make sure that you go through thought process and choose one of those approach you think that best would be. But do not worry, one-to-one coaching. These topics are going to be immediately covered. We are not going to debate after the week one how we're going to develop. After week one is all about developing. But yes, you will be given an opportunity to discuss about this once you submit the milestone, which until the next milestones are submitted, we don't have any mentorship session. The next intervention is going to be your workshop, and which I'll tell you about. But it's a matter of a week. Next Tuesday, we're going to sit. Can one-to-one session be done in person? Carmen, you can help me. But maybe not the next week. It's going to be no, mostly. But we'll talk. But I think as a structure of the program, it's going to be all virtual. Carmen, you're on mute if you're speaking.
No, it's fine. I
Okay.
was just checking.
Uh,
Yeah,
uh,
probably we will have some one-to-one sessions be in person, not for the technical team because the accelerator is fully remotely, but we are exploring the option for the mentor circle mentors that are based in the UAE, and those teams that who are also based in the UAE offer the possibility that they can meet in person.
yeah.
But it's not the accelerator, it's the mentor circle that I mentioned earlier.
Yeah, so that's pretty much in terms, but don't worry, when you're in UAE market, we might come across, so don't worry, wish you all the very best. Okay, next we go next. Let's see what's next. So get geared for all the milestones that you need to submit on your system, and make sure you have turning your app idea into realistic MVP happening on the 9th of February at 3 p.m. onwards on UAE GMT4 time zone. Make sure your calendars are triggered. Most of you would have got a calendar notification, if I'm not wrong. If not, you will get them. And on the system also, you will see when is happening what. This is pretty much. And is there any other questions that we can answer? Any other questions you would have? Okay, if not, I'm gonna wish you all the very best. Have a wonderful journey. And to make sure, we're gonna have a beautiful journey of 2 months ahead of making your app to come into reality. To all of it, be committed, be focused, and be realistic. Be very transparent. Your problem is our problem is your problem. We're gonna work together. But please give your commitment. Any problem, we can sit and work on it, but communicate your problem, be yourself available, reachability, and all of it. And lovely energy. So I was attending the web summit and coming and talking to you. I feel like more motivated with all the great ideas that you have. Thank you, Mariam. Thank you. But amazing. And it's the CreateApps technological team, CreateApps accelerated team with Carmen, Sarah, and everybody with Hessa who makes all of this come to you. Let's be very supportive to each other to achieve the collective goal together. And as I said, we are all on the same journey now. And tip of secret, until your app is published, you are not being evaluated. No more submission. You need to worry about, am I doing it better than the other person? No, you just have to do your work and you're going to get there. Heartfully, I am excited for this journey as equally you are, but I want the same energy and commitment from you all. Thank you very much. And over to Carmen and the team.
So thank you very much, Fawaz, for walk through the accelerator, the logistics, and the requirements, and the homework, because I believe that now everybody has a little bit of homework to do. So as a next step, I believe that an email will be sent for everyone to access to the platform. So you will have access to the accelerator platform that's just Fawaz shown on screen. And as soon as we open the mentor circle for booking, we will also be sharing with you the news. If you need excusal letters or any question that might arise or any concern or clarification, we will be always available, and we are here to support you along the whole way. So please don't hesitate to reach out to us to create apps at bncpublishing.net. So please don't hesitate, because it's not only one way direction, it's two ways. So we use the email to communicate with you, but we also want that you use it to communicate with us if there is any concern. And that's it. If there is nothing else.
Carmen, there is one question I'll quickly answer.
Okay, sure.
Since we don't have a trade license yet, is it a mock payment flow acceptable for MVP? Ibrahim, it's not about we accept or not. based on your industry of the app, Google Play Store doesn't accept a sandbox unless for certain industry specific. We will work on those feature list on the floor on one-to-one call. We understand most of you don't have the trade license, so we'll work on it. And specifically, this also belongs to the region that you publish the app from. But remember, your app should be discoverable in UAE. So you might have to adhere the visibility regulations of UAE. So we'll talk about this in one-to-one. But yes, we might either have a sandbox or we remove that feature out of your feature list based on the feasibility. All the best.
Thank you. Yes, another question we have here quickly. Sheikh Khalid.
Yeah,
Adali.
I think a very good evening. I think I'm visible. Yeah, I have a very small question. I think I'm audible too, all right? Am I audible?
You're audible,
Yes, yes,
Sheikh.
we can hear you.
Okay,
We
okay.
can hear you.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. So I have a very important question. I would just like to understand the whole workflow which you have told. And thank you so much, Mr. Fawaz. You have done it great. On 6th February, the first thing is there, right? We have to submit, and then from 9th onwards, we are starting the whole workshop thing, right? So, so the first thing is on 6th, right? That we have to submit.
On 6th, yes. These are the 4 milestones. Just very basic, just to be very strategic. You have nothing to work on it. Design your feature list, design what the platform you are choosing, what is the approach you're going to develop. There's nothing much to work to decide yourself for it. That's the 6th. By Friday, you need to submit those things on the platform.
Okay, and one team member, maybe the team lead can do the work, and rest can work on development if 2 members are there. So it's not mandatory or
Absolutely.
prerequisite for all the members to do the whole thing.
I mean, we want you to achieve this goal as a team. If you are a team, your team will have access to the entire team progress. So you will decide between the team member who works on what and who submits what. That's absolutely fine. But if your other team member submits, you will see that submitted, that's ticked off. So we just want only one submission per team. That's fine.
All right. Thank you so much. Thanks.
All right. Brilliant.
Okay, so I
Okay.
think that now we answer all the questions. If there is any, yes, I have another question.
Taha, can a team outsource the MVP building? Absolutely, yes. If that you decide to, you don't have time and all of it, but we might want you to put in touch with your outsourced MVP tech team. For us, we're gonna find it as your outsourced team member, but we are not gonna involve in the outsourcing process. We are not gonna be an outsourced or whatever. If you have decided to outsource and you have an outsourced team member, bring them as a team member. Either you can expose the outsourcing team member or not. If you can work on the shadow to achieve your milestone, that's absolutely fine. All what we want is to get your app published. You do it outsourced, in-house way, but we are going to be very clear. We don't have a problem with outsourcing, but we really want your commitment that that's happening. That visibility and transparency, what we need. Brilliant. Okay.
Can we change the MVP feature after submitting? We have this, I believe, last question. Can we change the MVP feature after submitting for us?
Can we change the MVP feature after submitting? This is your milestone submission on February 6th? Absolutely, yes. Right, on one-to-one calls, we come into different challenges, we will change around it. But the idea is we stick to a plan. If you have a purpose to change, there's nothing that we need to hold it back. Mostly, if the change is required to a technological challenge, we will definitely change. But if it is because of a market condition, we will always say you can do a different release later so that you go and release this to be eligible to be graduated and you can do a second release. But we are very flexible on your goal. But you know what? We're going to accommodate more changes if you are ahead of the curve. If you're on the week 2 by week 1, we are very flexible. Yes, Mehdi. Hope that helps. All right, the rest we'll chit chat on our one-to-one call and wishing you all the very best. And I heard you, Abdul Rashid. Let's see if I can find you on the Web Summit, but do not worry. We always will find you on one-to-one calls. Wishing you all the very best from my end and looking forward for 24 apps to be live by March 20th so that we compete strong together. Thank you. And over to you, Kam.
Thank you very much, Fawaz. Thank you very much, all of you, for joining today. And that's it. I hope that this kick off this new stage help you to be on the right path. So as I said, we are here to support you all the way. So please don't hesitate to reach out and we keep in touch. Bye. Thank you all. Bye bye.
Until next time, happy learning.